Seconds remaining. Attackers activate system. Defenders. left. 10 seconds left. 5 seconds to go. Operator. Attackers activating diffuser. Attackers bomb diffuser has been. 10 seconds to go. Attackers drop. Defenders have disabled the bomb. 10 seconds left. Attackers activating diffuser. Bomb located by attackers. 5 seconds remaining. Bomb located by attackers. Bomb located. Attackers have removed. Attackers activating the Attackers drop the diffuser.
And hello everybody, how are you all doing tonight? Tonight will be a fairly short stream as we only have the one game to play, the one game being the one between Dead Astronauts and Arson Esports. Both of these teams are on the lower half of the roster, or not the roster, but of the standings, unfortunately. And therefore, both these teams will have pretty good incentive actually to win the match, since taking the win would increase their chances of being in the upper half, and therefore increasing their chances of making it into the playoffs. While I said this, or in the time it took me to say this, we haven't commented on the map ban, or on the maps too much, but it looks like we will be playing on Oregon with Dead Astronauts starting on defense. So without further ado, let's just jump into the game and prepare the lobby. I know this overlay isn't going to be up to date. My bad on that front, but it should not be too long. And we'll invite the players, then as they join in, I will be updating the UI. So on the one hand, we have Telio.das. And on the other hand, you do have Dat Boydo. .bo. Oh, he's in the ranked game. He's no longer on the roster, is he? Let's just ask the team rep who I should invite, because I'm not too sure here. In the meantime, we're playing Oregon, and the orange team will be Dead Astronauts. Dead Astronauts, and on the other hand, we will be having Arson Esports. Okay, so if they're not responding to my question, let me just pop up Google Docs. Let's see who they have on their roster currently. Unique Esports, Arson Esports, they're here. G Headache, of course, I should invite G Headache. Don't I have him in my friends list? What's happening? What is happening? Let me add him then. Ah, he must have changed his name. God damn. God damn it. To the game lobby. Okay. Or failing that, why not invite that boy? But he wasn't in a ranked game, which is why I wasn't sure. But it seems like he's back in the main lobby, and that would be pretty, I want to say, appropriate for him to be invited in that instance. So let's just hope he joins in, because that team in particular has had a lot of roster changes, and I am not following them too closely. So I'm no longer sure who is exactly on the roster and who I should invite in those situations, The unfortunate situation should hopefully resolve itself pretty quickly. Goddamn, come on. Who else can I invite then? Who else? Let's see. On Arson Esports, we have a few of the VR guys. Maybe I have somebody in my friends list that has a gamer tag that ends with VR. Blue. There we go. Here we should have it. At the very least, I hope so. Magic Killer, how are you doing? Salut bien, salut bien. There is a 3-minute steal on the stream, so hey, and sorry for having to make you wait like 3 minutes before you can hear the response to your comment. Item number 2 on the list is going to be to update the UI.
Salut Hans.
Salut Ryu.
Ça va bien?
Team logos. Yes, vote. Arson Esports over here. Dead Astronauts will be there. Let's just update, reset the bands, and there you have it. Okay. So yeah, Blue, you want to join, or Dat Boy? The one or the other with a bit of luck will be joining in. Or at the very least, I do hope that they join in. Other than that, oh, they're responding. That is amazing. Donovic, thanks. Thank you. So Donovic will be the new lead, or the new one I have to invite. I always forget. Okay, great. So he should be joining in pretty quickly. I hope so at the very least. And then we will be basically good to go. So, if you missed the beginning of the stream, the map will be Oregon. A map which is not yet really known, actually, right? It is still fairly new in the competitive map pool. And therefore, as a community, we don't exactly yet know the better ways to attack the different bomb sites. So it kind of gives the inherent advantage to the defense. Not that the map is unbalanced or anything along those lines. We just haven't had time to learn it properly, you know? And I would say, oh, so the astronauts are starting on defense. This should be good, or this should be easy for them. Unfortunately, I want to say it's not that straightforward, because the astronauts, granted, they're likely to win the first few rounds to build a certain lead. But then we've seen this time and time again where the reverse sweep just ends up happening right after that. As soon as the rule swap occurs, the team that was previously losing, you know, just has a boost of energy and they get back into the lead. And it might be simply because the team that was previously defending, the team that does have the lead, maybe they think to themselves, okay, we got this, it's in the bag, we can win this quite easily. And then when it comes time to actually, you know, win the few more difficult rounds, well, like I said, they find it more difficult. So either way, I couldn't guarantee, or, you know, give too many guarantees either way on this instance. One thing I do know for sure is that Donovic should connect pretty quickly. At the very least, I hope so. You know what? Let's just send another questions to Savannah. So Savannah would be the team rep. Or are they just jumping back and forth? Yeah, they are. Salut. J'essaie de les faire rejoindre. Là, éventuellement, ils vont arriver.
C'est good.
Je dis ça comme ça, Nan, ça partit de combien de temps de nos shows?
15 minutes en théorie. Sauf que là, ben, tu sais, ils se sont montrés présents au niveau du map ban. Fait que dans le fond, tu sais, le 15 minutes qui va comme se reset, là.
Ok, non, c'est juste savoir combien de temps qu'il faudrait lancer notre game, là. Parce que, tu sais, j'ai une personne qui doit partir. Ben, il faut pas que ça brette, quoi. Puis en gros, si on part à. Si on commence à 10h45, il n'y aura pas le temps.
Ouais, pendant que tu m'as dit ça, j'ai envoyé un message. Oh, hey, Donovic, how you doing?
Hans, I'm trying to get.
I'm sorry you cut off there.
This. I start my Moss.
Yeah.
And it won't start up. Will not start up. I've tried uninstalling it, reinstalling it. There's like some stupid update that's caused it to where it does not open up on my desktop, like on my thing at all.
I see. You want to jump into a Discord call so I could maybe help you troubleshoot this? I'll be waiting for you in a public voice channel.
What server is this in?
Oh, are you on the DAL server?
No.
Okay. Go on the live stream, type !Discord on the chat. The bot will respond with an invite.
All right then.
Just gonna have to start up the bot pretty quickly. There we go. The bot should be running, if not yet, pretty soon. Yeah, there you go. It's starting up. It is gonna be starting up. So yeah, that is really unfortunate. Like, troubleshooting it as we go isn't the best thing. Or troubleshooting it, you know, a few moments before the game starts isn't ideal. Do I have Moss here myself? Apparently not. But I do have it somewhere, right? I'm gonna have it like in my downloads folder or something. Let me just jump into general chat. This way I will be there. I'll be reachable. Okay, so I don't have a MOS like decompressed or anything. Okay, and it's not Donovic Discord. The bot is not responding. Oh gosh, right. Yeah, the bot has broken a few days ago because I have changed the account the bot was used to use. Okay, yeah, this is gonna be really unfortunate, actually. I'm just gonna have to download up, what is it called? It's called, the one, WinRAR. Because the download is not like password protected, and even though it's just a dumb zip file, Windows doesn't like support passwords or that kind of stuff, so you have to use a dedicated software. Hey. Yep. Hi, man. So yeah, you want to start a stream on Discord so I can see your screen? Yeah, MOS is an absolute pain in the butt. And you know, the worst thing is, it's kind of out of our hands as a community. If Ubisoft doesn't give us anything concrete, or if Ubisoft doesn't give us any, you know, good anti-cheat measures, we're stuck with it. Honestly, nobody does. That's... Yeah. 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 So you have to use WinRAR because it is password protected, and Windows by default doesn't, you know, doesn't have the functionality baked into it. So you'd use like your web browser to hit download WinRAR, download it, then just run it, install it, and then you should be good to extract it. Yeah, WinRAR is actually suggested right here.
Oh Jesus. Can you see this?
Yeah, just like take the... why do you have this? Oh, because you're on RAR Lab. What the... Go on win-rar.com. It's the website I used. It seems to be the official one, so it looks like you're...
like decompressed or
win-rar.com, is that what you said?
Yeah, so win-rar.com would be a website.
Is it this one?
Yeah, even though this one's an ad, it is a proper website, so it's not gonna be malicious. Yeah. Do you have the blue download button? I don't think you want to buy like the premium version right now.
Yeah, I have the little blue button.
Yeah, so you just, and then the blue button once more, because I don't know why. And now it should download on its own, as you can see. Bottom left corner. There you have it. So even though all 10 players are in the game lobby, we'll just be resolving the MOS issue for Donovic, and then we'll be starting, assuming the other players are ready. So yeah, it is going to become your default software to unzip like RAR compressed files, zip compressed files. If you don't want it to be the default, toggle or untoggle them on the top left hand corner. But I mean, you just hit OK, and then the program is basically installed at this point.
Okay.
So now if you can just close that doesn't matter. Now if you go on your MOS download, yeah, I'm going to be changing your logo as well.
Non, pas juste ça. On en parle du niveau 12?
Niveau 12 ou ça?
Ed Datchez?
Yeah. So Headaches told me he was going to be playing under another gamer tag because his main was having an issue. I have been made aware of that.
Okay, fine.
So here so you have to extract this using WinRAR, not the So
Okay.
if you go in your downloads folder, you'll be seeing the zip file, right?
Yeah.
So if you right click on that on the mouse right here, yeah, right click here. You wanna no, you didn't select the file. It was just a regular right click.
Oh, is it?
Click once on mouse to highlight
Yeah.
it, and then right click
Okay.
where you were. Yeah, extract with, so you know
Okay.
you see all of these logos.
Keep me ready.
Extract
Yeah,
extract files. Simply
Okay.
put. Now the password, you go okay. It is gonna ask for a password. The password will be Moss with a capital M. So capital MOSS.
We are ready.
Yep. As soon as Arson are, we're gonna be starting pretty quickly.
Okay.
So you just go okay, and now it should extract properly. As you can see, you have it here, and in theory, opening up the folder, double clicking on MOS 64 should start up the program.
Oh my god, that took no. Okay. All right.
There you have it. So just file start the capture. And
Parameters, range 6. Yep.
everything.
All right. I know how it runs. Yep. Thank you very much, Hans.
You're welcome.
That's a pain in the ass, dude. That's stupid.
It is. So yeah, I think the players are waiting for us, so I'll be leaving this call. So good luck on your game, and
Yep.
hopefully
Thank
now
you
you
very
know
much.
how mouse works a little bit better than before.
Oh, hopefully, yeah, for real.
All right, well, without further ado, I'm gonna leave, and we'll be starting the game.
Sounds good.
So, the Astronauts, we're ready. Arson Esports, are you guys ready as well? Just checking real quick.
Maybe. No, yeah.
Arson, are you guys ready?
We're still working things out.
Okay, no worries. Magic asking second mascan. Bientôt. Pretty quickly, as soon as we can get everything sorted out, we should be good. Oh yeah, that DS logo, that was huge. I remember that logo. Because I had to like pop it into some software and then re-export it every time because it was like too freaking big. Let me just find it. I know I have it somewhere. I know I have it, saved up. Akratzi, thank you for the follow, my man. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the community. I hope you will enjoy your stay. Oh, I have it here as well. Okay. So, let's just change their file to this because Dead Astronauts have updated their logo. It looks a little something like this now. Which, in my humble opinion, I'm no graphics designer or anything. It is really nice, but I feel like it has too much detail and is too intricate to be adequately portrayed when it's going to be in the really small box of the in-game overlay.
Oups, je l'ai accroché, désolé.
Also, let's
Parce qu'il
just
t'a déjà écrit mon message.
kill Steam because I'm going to be receiving notifications otherwise. Or you know what? Actually, let's just go in the do not disturb mode, which is going to be here. Thank you. Okay, so this should solve a few problems. So yeah, Arson Esports against Dead Astronauts. Both of these teams, like I said, are in the lower half of the bracket, and they have to claw their way back up if they want to make it to the playoffs, of course, right? Only teams that make it into the playoffs will have a shot at gaining the convoy prize pool. And therefore, this game is going to be, somewhat of a bit of a rivalry, actually.
Kango.
C'est long.
Just checking up, Arson Esports. You guys are still working things out? Let's see.
Don got his to work, he's just gotta fix headaches.
Alright. So yeah, Headaches is gonna have a few, technical difficulties on his end, unfortunately. But yeah, we'll see what happens. The other question that might be arising pretty quickly is regarding the EU leagues, or the EU tournaments, should I say, rather. Tomorrow, we have one team registered so far. It is going to be Arson Esports. They had registered, I believe, for every single tournament at the beginning of the season. Because the EU tournaments have been laying pretty dormant, pretty drastically, actually. In the last few weeks, we've had an abysmally low amount of registrations. So we're going to have to see what gives. if we can, you know, somehow bring some life back into that format. So, ways, you know, something, so calling the other team something, for example, a kangaroo, is not a direct insult for sure. So I wouldn't, you know, just typing. Yeah, was it a joke?
Ok, ouais, à cause on a fait des odds. Puis ça a tombé. Puis.
Ah, tombé sur un. Bang! Leave.
So
C'était juste des blagues, sorry, my bad.
no worries. I'm still gonna be explaining the rules just to make sure everybody's on the same page. You know, something along the lines of "God damn it," or you know, anything that is not a direct insult. I'm not gonna be you know, pursuing actions against that. But if you end up, you know, repeating the same thing, even if it was to be a very, very mild insult, it would eventually fall under the umbrella of spamming, and then there would be sanctions against this kind of behavior. So headaches. You mind me asking what the issue with the account is?
We're good. We're good now, actually.
Okay, so I guess this is gonna be a cue to start the game.
Good luck, have fun, let's go.
Yes, we're ready.
All right. Well, good luck, have fun, and may the best team win. Good luck, have fun, and let's jump right into it. I believe this is the moment we were pretty much all waiting for. Oh, Echo is allowed. Tilio asking, it's content cast also. If I'm particularly happy to cast on Oregon, good question actually. Oregon as a map is still quite new to me and to the community as a whole, so I kind of like learning new things about it. Donovic saying he got fixed, yay! Yes, indeed. God damn it, was it ever annoying? I mean, the meta at this point is based around Echo's presence, right, in the competitive map pool or in the team's composition, or you know. It is a given fact that Echo is supposed to be allowed to be played or to be there. Yeah, so Ace and Melusi are the only operators we really do not want to be seeing tonight. Other than that, I know I jumped the gun on that front. I know most other leagues, including PL, have not yet unbanned, I want to say, but it's going to happen at the middle of the season. Has the middle of the Pro League season happened? Yeah, I am really out of touch here. But generally speaking, I have jumped the gun as far as unbanning RX and Yana is concerned. But to be honest, I don't mind it. Thing is, the initial ban or the 1 season ban, its opportunity or its role in the balancing of Rainbow Six Siege is to make sure that no broken operator gets added into the competition or in the rotation without us, you know, realizing that he's broken or not. I mean, remember Lion when he came out? But we've had a season, we've had a full season by now, and we know by now that Iana and RX are not broken. They're not totally OP. And they not render the game unplayable, which is why I do not mind seeing him being played. So that is yeah. Valk Elite is banned indeed.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
Valk Elite is indeed banned. Oh gosh, this is a bit loud in my ears. Let's just turn down the volume on my end. So Valkyrie Elite. Valkyrie has been banned, but Deadash they're not picking Valkyrie Elite. There's the one thing I do want to do, however. Can this play back? Please tell me it works. Without going too much into details, it does work. Amazing. Our lower third graphics are going to be present tonight. Twitch Elite. Twitch Elite.
5 seconds left before insertion.
Banned with an E.
Attacker's objective is to defuse a bomb.
I mean, at this point, the rule has been in place since the beginning of the season for over a month now. I would believe you guys know the rules, but I also do understand that different orgs, different community tournaments will be having a different subset of rules. So this is why they're probably, you know, always asking, always finding their bearings and all that good stuff. But all in all, the first defense is, of course, going to go Laundry. I mean, you won't be surprised in the least. Plus, you know, we've been seeing this for over a minute now. It's just a formality to, you know, openly acknowledge this. Plus, Arson Esports will be pushing through bunker area, but not all of them, right? You still do have a silhouette or two who will be going up top. So it's going to be Blink and Kyle. For the time being, both of them will be droning. And gathering intel is going to be important because you will be having Optify, who is going to be right here in the kitchen corridor. So he can be somewhat dangerous, of course, being a vigil. He has not been spotted out. The camera is, of course, on his side and all that good stuff. So Blink and Kyle could believe it is, you know, free to just walk right in, but it's not going to be the case. However, by being you know, cloaked, of course, the drone is going to know that there's somebody in the area. So likely, Optify isn't, you know, it goes to 100%, right? He is still going to be making his enemies generally aware of his general surrounding. Headaches was able to walk on site. He's going to be put down though. So it looks like Blue and Donovic, they just utterly fail in their task. Unfortunately, that front is going to be entirely shut down. And Optify also getting a kill on Kyle. Is that going to be a refrag, or is Blink just going to be the next one in a long string of fatalities for the attackers here? Blue unfortunately not able to make any headway on his own. Kyle getting a nice kill. This is not exactly going to bring the situation back in equilibrium. I mean, Arson Esports are still down a player, but only being down a player as compared to, you know, having a two-man disadvantage is, you know, already better. But for the time being, of course, both of these players cannot push on their own. They're going to have to link up together to work as a team to, you know, make some headway. So Blue will be looking at boiler room. So there's somebody in the freezer. Of course, he knows that. But that angle is going to be watched by Cravette, who's holding a pretty tight angle. And there's no real way of just crossing that corridor without falling victim to his fire. So he's going to be in a no-win situation. Blink really has to make something happen here. Unfortunately, Teely will be responding with the flash grenades to the flash grenades with his own toxic babes. So no real way of pushing in from that side, and with 15 seconds remaining on the clock, come what may, you have to attempt something, because if not, the timer is not going to be forgiving in the slightest. And there you have it, Dead Astronauts winning round number 1. I don't want to say with relative ease, but they still did have a solid lead throughout basically all of the round. So all in all, things were not looking too good for Arson Esports. Starting exactly where when the first kill has happened. And oh gosh, no, the replays were not running. Let's just start up that little feature from OBS, and we should have a replay next round. And also, Kim, I'm sorry, this looks like Korean. I don't speak Korean. I have no idea what you said here. But you know what? The curiosity is gonna get the better of me. Let me just copy and paste this and post it in you know, and put it into Google Translate. Though I wouldn't be too surprising if you were no longer there.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
Roughly asking when can I start? Well, if you want to register for the next season, you are more than welcome to. But for the time being, unfortunately, we can't allow, you know, new teams to register mid-season, unfortunately. So, after having had a successful defense on the bottom floor, the astronauts will go up top. So that's going to be a Dorm's defense. And what we'll be seeing here, or how is this round going to be different or similar to the one before? Or the astronauts going to be adapting their strategy to fit the new playstyle, the new bomb site area, or will they be doing exactly the same thing? To me, it looks like they'll be adapting their playstyle quite a bit, because you still do see a lot of really lightweight operators, and to me this supports the possibility that they will be roaming. For example, right here, Waze is not going to be on bomb site, so he is already roaming, unlike last time around, I do want to say. Also, this is going to be a rhetorical question, but where the hell is Magro? Magro was the bandit main on that team before, and he used to play bandit with the silenced MP7. You know, playing the silencer on any gun in this game is an oddity, to say the least. So, yeah, he was kind of sticking out here, and I kind of miss that particularity, or, you know, that kind of detail that made them unique, you know. Crevette will be at the bottom of the boiler room. He could walk right up the stairs pretty easily, and Blue is already breaching the top wall here. Therefore, Crevette has to come back pretty quickly if he wants to have an impact, if he wants to shut down that arm of the push. And I don't think there's like a claymore or anything. It gets planted as we speak. However, he gets the one shot off, and he could get a triple kill right here. He's gonna potato a heck of a lot, though. He inflicted over half of his health to Blue, and he will not be finishing up any of those kills. Donovic and Blink getting a kill in rapid succession, so the bomb site itself seems to be opening up quite a bit here. You will still be having, or you'll still be facing stiff resistance for you, holding a pretty tight angle. I mean, if you want to peek that, I think it was Headaches' silhouette, right? If Thatcher wants to take the one step, it needs to have a line of sight. He is likely to fall to run to his doom, but unfortunately, Ryu was not able to finish the kill. Optify is going to do so, however, bringing this back to a 3v3 situation. Donovic is going to be in a rough spot. He's in between two opponents. On the in front of him, there's Doc. On his left side, there is, I believe it is Optify. Though Optify is kind of moving around, so no, he's still there. Okay, and he does have a Nitro Cell. Oh, that could have been an easy kill for him. Unfortunately, he's not going to be making use of said piece of utility. And Doc is going to be rotating, but he makes it out alive. Blank, last player alive. He is in the main dorms. On his left, there's going to be Doc. In front of him, there is Smoke. Once again, just like his teammates before him, though in a different situation, he is still going to find himself in quite a pickle here. He gets the first kill on Doc. He's looking for a double kill. The flick shot is just not going to happen, but he still gets it. Nice rotation, nice movements. Arson Esports winning round number 2. So there you have it. This is now going to be Arson Esports winning their first offense and showing to us that even though they lost the previous round with, you know, a solid margin, they're not completely defenseless. They're also capable of winning a few rounds, and they're also capable of proving themselves to be a worthy opponent, which we really do like to see, because a blowout one-sided match, as unfortunate as it sounds, it's not too entertaining to watch. So we really do hope to see more interesting matches. And this one, even though our sample is only 2 rounds big, so I couldn't exactly make an educated guess for, you know, some minute details, it looks like both these teams will have a standing chance.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
So, of course, the astronauts, they lost their top floor defense, so they will have to try again. Therefore, the round number 3 will be really similar to the previous one. However, their playstyle will be adapting a little bit. For example, as unfortunate as it is, Optify wasn't roaming too much, right? And therefore, having, for example, your Mozzie, who just stays on site and dies on bomb sites, that's not the best use of utility out there is, right? And therefore, Optify will be picking Legion instead, and he will be much more, or you know, he'll be better prepared to defend or to stay on bomb site. Other than that, it's really going to be more of the same. Waze won't be roaming. Crevette apparently will be hanging out in the same general area of the map as he was before, though he did the exact same thing last round, so he will probably be, you know, predictable. I mean, the drone is going to spot him out right here, and therefore, advantage of surprise has already been lost. I don't think, for example, Donovic will be too keen on repelling in that quickly, because of course, right, you know there's an active threat here, but that doesn't mean that Crevette has, you know, he doesn't have the whole tower on his own, right? He cannot claim to be the master of that area of the map, and therefore the attackers already do have a certain foothold in the building itself. And eventually, right, he will be dropping down. Blue will be going down a flight of stairs to put some pressure on Crevette, to flush him out, and then to start attacking the bomb site itself. We hadn't commented on that too much, but Thatcher had not been banned right at the beginning of the game, and therefore he will be making an appearance, which will enable Waze right here to, or rather, Blue will enable Blue to open up the reinforced wall, which will put some pressure on Waze. And heavy pre-fires will, you know, prevent the attackers from just rushing in, from just being too aggressive. Right here, Headaches is nonetheless attempting it, and he will be punished for this. But it is quite interesting to see how the round plays differently compared to last time. Crevette is going to be working on the exact same flank he wanted to attempt last time around. But Blue seems to be ready for this, right? So he would not be too well advised to try that. So Donik will be the point man. He gets a nice kill on the ways right here. This will be clearing things up, and therefore Blue could hypothetically move forward. Crevette, have you destroyed the Claymore? He didn't destroy it. So both players absolutely do know there's somebody right there. Blue pushing forward. This could be really interesting, actually, because if he's too far out front, Crevette could possibly destroy the Claymore without being hurt, right? This is going to be... Is he going to attempt to circumvent it, to walk around it? No, he still, you know, just shoots it down. That makes some noise, and then Blue is going to be there to receive him, to be the welcoming committee, basically. Ryu is going to get a kill on Blue. Blink getting one on Optify, but there you have it. Ryu with a double kill, leaving us with Ash now in a 1v2 situation. It would still be, you know, a small clutch, a small comeback like last round, but it's still entirely doable. The Toxic Babe has been destroyed. This is now going to be smoked down to his last piece of utility, and I don't believe Blink will be able to destroy that one. So with 15 seconds remaining on the clock, he is going to have to jump through the cloud of smoke, and that will not be too easy. 5 seconds on the clock. He cannot get the diffuser planted. He will have to play it by gun skill, and it does not work out too well for him, because of course Telio was at an extremely tight angle here. Ash couldn't have gotten it here. I mean, she just was murdered instantly, and therefore the round, or the scoreline will now be 2-1 for the advantage to our defenders. But ultimately, like I said, this is a defense-sided map, so it's not too surprising to see the defensive team having a lead. Plus, you know, we have played an uneven or an odd amount of rounds, so of course somebody literally has to have the advantage. Let's see if the Ashnauts are capable of keeping it, because now they will have to go Laundry again, and Laundry, they won the first time they attempted a defense. Should history hold true, they could win here again, which would eventually force them into their tertiary bomb site. And from there, you know, Arson Esports could maybe use that opportunity to win a round. And, you know, that would bring us almost up to the halftime spot, or the halftime mark. A 4-2 scoreline would theoretically, or technically, it is indicative of evenly matched teams on an uneven map. Wow, I'm having issues articulating tonight. But you do get to the general idea. Our fourth defense is Laundry. And the setup, or you know, the composition reminds me of the second round. So it looks like Dead Astronauts. They are picking the exact same operators they used to defend the top floor. So let's see how they're going to be utilized for the basement area here. Waze will be planting his bandit batteries, I believe, but maybe no. Let's see what gives. Crevette, on the other hand, is going to be roaming, so he will be... Like always, he's going to try to be a ghost. He's going to try to evade the attacker's detection and eventually, you know, appear from behind them. Is it going to be easy for him? Is he always necessarily going to make this work? It remains to be seen. Headaches right here on the bunker area. Donvik is going to be waiting for him. So hard breaching attempt is already underway. And of course, right, Blue is really likely to breach that wall open. Waze is not going to be able to do too much. Oh, that natural cell though is not going to inflict any kind of damage. Kyle respawning in time with a grenade, but no, it goes too far out. Waze having lost a bit of health. Oh no, oh no, you missed him. So that is going to be the second piece of utility for Kyle being used up, aka his second frag grenade. But Ryu also had to use 2 of his stim shots. So, yeah, utility will be used, not used up entirely, but, you know, the resources will be slowly but surely dwindling. First blood will come to Donovic. And by seeing all of these attackers, all of these blue silhouettes, you know, wrapped around the OBJ, it is just a matter of time before somebody sets foot on there. Optify could be really interesting because he's in the big tower. He could just walk right down. But if he's not too careful, Blink will be waiting for him, like we see right here, leaving us with now a 3v4 situation and the diffuser being planted. Waze is out of it. Oh, Crevette doesn't gets a really nice double kill. And there you have it. Another frag from Waze this time. Blink now in a 1v2 situation. Just like last time around. He is going to be finding himself in a tough spot. But it's not entirely undoable, right? He can still get it. Unlike last time around, he has a minute remaining on the clock, and therefore, if he's able to, you isolate his opponents, he could maybe have gotten it. Unfortunately for him, Crevette is going to get the kill right here, and therefore, we'll be seeing a 3-1 scoreline. But like I said, after having won, 2 rounds in a row, the defense, the orange team, Dead Astronauts, will have to go dining and kitchen hall. This is likely to put a twist on things because we haven't seen this defense before, and I'm quite curious to see how it's going to go. It would be considered, generally speaking, somewhat weaker than the 2 remaining, or the 2 other bomb sites which we've seen before, and that would theoretically give a fighting chance to Arson Esports. Let's see how it's gonna be though. So,
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
right here, kitchen and dining hall. The composition really is always the same. You will be seeing the reinforced walls here and there. The players, Doc probably being played for the gun, to be honest, because I mean, Doc's utility is nice and all, but it rarely wins rounds. Unlike, for example, an Echo drone. Oh, right, granted, Echo, are you okay, drone? Echo has been banned, so it's an example rather than something I wish the players were picking right now. Ways with the bandit batteries, because of course, right, he's a crutch operator, just like Jaeger. You kind of have to pick him, because if not, you'll be leaving yourself extremely vulnerable. It would be foolish to not pick him. Telio will be switching things up, however. So he was playing Smoke before. Smoke being a plane denial operator, being an operator that is really good to play for time. And right here, Maestro kind of does the same thing, but in a different way. So I don't know, because if the Evil Eye cameras are poorly placed, they're going to be basically worthless. The gun is still really good. But one thing I do like to see is simply that astronauts are kind of adapting to their surroundings. They're adapting to the bomb site they choose, and that kind of shows that they're not always statically would be using the same kit, the same setup. For the time being, however, the first push does not appear to be happening here. So, of course, the attempted. Ryu has healed himself twice now. He was like really low on health. But ultimately, he has not been fragged out. I believe this is Kyle shooting at him? Yeah. So Kyle has inflicted a lot of damage on Ryu. He has forced him to use up basically almost all of his utility. This can come and pay dividends later on into the round. But in the meantime, Kyle has not been able to move forward an inch, right? He has not yet set foot on OBJ or in the building itself. Thermite wants to open that up. It has... Oh, it's the Evil Eye camera. It is going to be the Evil Eye camera, which will be destroyed quite easily by a Headache. Headache, will you be getting it? Has it been destroyed? It is still there. Oh, it is so close to the wall that Headache cannot get in front of the eye. Actually, that is quite clever, I have to say. Really brilliant. And therefore, it will be making things so much more difficult for the attackers. Of course, right, disabling the camera with the EMP for a few moments is going to be good enough. And it does not get destroyed. He's playing it the way he should. So Telio will be turning this around likely. And therefore, the camera should be indestructible for yet another time. So putting it in such a corner. Quite interesting. Kyle, you could just burn it down. Why even use a grenade when you could just use your breaching torch? Nonetheless, that pest will be cleared out. Ryu getting a nice kill on Donovic. Apparently, Kyle expects somebody to be there. There is a player there, by the way, right? Waze is lurking in the shadows, but as soon as he steps out, he gets outgunned pretty quickly, leaving us in a 2v4 situation. And of course, it does not work out too well. Ryu getting a nice kill. Blink, once again, last player alive. And he might be last player alive with a reason. I mean, he has 8 kills and only 3 deaths to his name. It is a really positive KD. Fortunately for him, just like last time around, it is too much to ask of him. But yeah, all in all, top fragger might very well be Donovic. If I look at this, no, it's gonna be Blink rather. I am drunk. Blink, Blink top fragger for his team. It is somewhat odd though, because Ash is, you know, on paper or in theory supposed to be an entry fragger. You'd expect to see Ash being played quite often, but with an aggressive playstyle, you know. Which is why I'm kind of surprised to see that Ash is the last player alive on her team basically every single round. It is somewhat surprising. But hey, there you have it. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. The only problem is it is not exactly working, is it? You know what I mean? So, without further ado, we are now going to be facing a 4-1 scoreline. Things are becoming somewhat dire for Arson Esports. If I was just to give a bit of context to this match, Arson Esports and Dead Astronauts, they have faced off against each other once before. That time, the last time I believe it had been played on Clubhouse, if memory serves me right. And the blue team, actually, Arson Esports, have won it out. But their MOS was not running, or some players didn't have MOS, so for, you know, anti-cheating reasons, I had no choice but, you know, to give the victory to Dead Astronauts. I mean, anti-cheating measures are a pain in the butts, don't get me wrong. But as unfortunate and as inconvenient as they are unfortunately necessary, because these measures are the only thing guaranteeing the integrity of the competition. So as unfortunate as it is, and we couldn't prove nor disprove that Arson Esports were cheating, you know, simply because of the absence of MOS. I personally do not believe that they had been cheating. But then again, what I personally believe doesn't really matter when the rules, you know, state explicitly that without a MOS file, you can basically not win. Or you can't be allowed a victory, rather. And right here, Kyle is absolutely waiting, expecting for somebody to be here, but Waze will be evading that. And the Nitro Cell will get the better of Kyle. How unfortunate, because... wow, he was there, he was waiting, he didn't want to get caught off guard, and he was doing everything right. It just so happens that the angle he had, and Waze was unaware of that, right? It's not as Waze was a genius or anything along those lines. It's just a string of, you know, unfortunate events. Speaking of string of unfortunate events, not Waze, but Cavet, I want to say, Optify, yeah, Optify Silhouette, was right behind the shield there, and he was using the slits in the shield basically as a mirror window. He was able to inflict a bit of damage due to headaches. Not too much though, so nothing too major here, but yeah, headaches will be trying this again. Not exactly getting the shot off he wants to get, but as we can see, the push as a whole isn't working too great for the attackers. So Arson Esports are rotating, as we can see. Donovic will be on the meeting hall roof. Maybe he will be trying to come in through the window on his left side on attic. Blink is also contemplating a push this time through dining hall roof. And as you can see, basically, putting pressure from multiple different angles at the same time is not the best idea ever, because by basically isolating yourselves, the main problem is that, oh, Duck right here is going to get a nice kill to his head, and that could even free things up. Blink could possibly jump in through the window, but no, Optify was still there, so Donovic, though, he's just behind enemy lines at this point. He gets 2 kills, another one, a triple kill here. Is he gonna get the ace? I mean, I couldn't tell you, but he is well on his way. At the same time, Donovic, or Crevet rather, is gonna get the kill on Blink, leaving us with Capitao as the last man standing. Diffuser had been lost, but I don't believe that astronauts were aware of that. If not, they would have held the diffuser a bit more aggressively. Nonetheless, now 7 seconds remaining on the clock. Things are going to be extremely tense on the left side, on the right side. The defenders really do not have to peek. It is unfortunate. Losing the diffuser on its own has been the decisive factor here. I mean, Capitao, Donovic could still have played it for the kill. He could have played it as a deathmatch situation, but he elected not to. And I do realize, you know, that having a player under that much pressure he has to think on his feet and he has to make split-second decisions, which is never easy. But the unfortunate truth is, he was alone there, so planting the diffuser was out of the question. And knowing that, attempting to recover said diffuser was basically pointless. What are you going to do with it? Like we said, you can't plant it. He had gotten an amazing triple kill, right? He gets a double there, turns around, flicks on Motzi right there. And, you know, 3Ks with, by having lost a minimal amount of health, that is big, right? If he wants to isolate in the 1v2 situation, he can isolate himself by blocking off a doorway either with a bit of smoke or with the firebolt. He did neither of those things because it didn't happen to be, you know, he didn't find himself in a situation where this would have been interesting, but he had the utility, he had the toolkit to get such a clutch off. Unfortunately, it did not end up happening. So, all in all, nice try, but better luck next time, I think, is all we can say. And the bittersweet news is that we've already reached the half-point mark. So the scoreline now is 5-0. 5-1, sorry. Teal saying next round rehost.
Protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
Okay, so we're going to be rehosting next round. But by having reached the half-point mark, Arson Esports, they're now defending, which should, in theory, make things a little bit easier for them. However, what I do want to point out is that Arson Esports, they're at 1-5. So even though they should, on paper, have an easier time winning their rounds, they should be, you know, coming back up or closing the gap between them and their opponents, they have a hell of a gap to bridge. It is not going to be easy for them.
5 seconds left before insertion.
So let's take a look at this round. We've seen dead astronauts defend the top floor, you know, once or twice, so we know how they do things. But there's always going to be, you know, a slight difference between the one and the other team. Blank, for a Brood rather, is going to be playing Maestro. Okay, no rehost. Okay, so whatever their issue was seems to have been resolved. Caught it. Okay. And also, so blue playing Maestro, this hasn't been done by the orange team before. Other than that, it is going to be basically really similar with one or two exceptions. The one being that this one right here isn't reinforced, and we do have a shield right here. Waze is absolutely going to murder headaches. That was unfortunate. What angle is he watching? Oh, this one. I believed Waze was watching the breach. I thought he was with Ryu and his friends. So you've reached right here, but you're no longer holding the angle. Every single attacker is basically rotating out. They're gonna get a hold of Big Tower, and they will be apparently breaching the attic area from there. It is always, you know, the same thing. Basically, you do want to breach both sides to keep all doors or, you know, all possibilities open. And from this point on, you can now choose either to go back where you were or to keep on pushing here. It basically, you know, gives you a lot of options. Kyle right here, I don't know if he saw the silhouette, but Waze, you know, still holding the exact same angle he was before. Oh, this could have been really dangerous for Smoke. Kyle knows he shouldn't expose himself though, and he's going to be acting accordingly. Blue is likely giving a bit of an incel with the Eli cameras, but it's going to get destroyed pretty easily, so now you know that the attackers are there, you just won't be knowing in real time when they'll be pushing. Kyle holding the angle to the white stairs. It is unfortunate, but it speaks of a lack of intel for the defending team because nobody's there. I mean, even a smoke grenade, they actually do expect the attackers to be funneling in from that angle. But as we can see, nobody on the Dead Astronauts team is pushing said angle, or, you know, said... yeah, angle sounds good. Therefore, there's a serious lack of intel, which will be bridged or gapped now simply by the fact that Crevette is playing into the defense hands. He's doing exactly what they were expecting him to be. And therefore, I mean, they were watching the angle with cause. This time, Blackbeard will get a nice shot to the head, but the flick won't happen a second time around. Dead Astronauts winning round number 7, putting them in a match point situation. This game is shaping up to be an absolute blowout. Crevette saying, bruh, il m'a fait bobo. Okay, why are you posting this in chat? Because, yeah, they kind of shot their teammates here. By the way, just to recap what I said at the very beginning of the stream, this is going to be a one-game stream. There's no other game lined up tonight, and you know, starting a match past 11 o'clock would be, I want to say, foolish. So yeah, that is that. That is that. Okay. So. What can I say? Not too much. I mean, the round was really similar to what we've seen before. And really, it's just more of the same. Dead astronauts are being really efficient, and above all else, it looks like they have a relative ease at winning their gunfights. I mean, look at this. Blue has only 2 kills. Headaches and Kyle, not a single one. Even if they got, say, 3 kills each, right? Say they got 3 kills each, that means 6 kills more for the blue team as a whole. And 6 kill, how many rounds could it have won? How many 1v1 rounds have we seen? Not too many. Okay, how many 2v1 rounds have we seen? A couple of those. So imagine if Arson Esports had 6 kills more, they could have won 2, maybe even 3 rounds. So if you were to reduce Dead Astronauts' points by 3 and give them to Arson Esports, we would be seeing, well, actually, a 4-3 situation in the advantage to the blue team. Because, you know, strategy-wise, neither team is like, being too surprising, or neither strategy is being too innovating. I mean, I don't think these strats are... neither team has strats that are way better than the opponent. It's really just comes down to execution, team cohesion, and ultimately gun skills. And this is where I feel like, unfortunately, Dead Astronauts or Arson Esports rather, are suffering a little bit. I mean, how predictable can you be? Ryu not really baiting it out whatsoever. And at this point, Kyle no longer really has to worry about his bandit batteries. Unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on who you're rooting for, Dead Astronauts' heart-breaching capabilities have not yet been shut down entirely. You still do have Optify with the Maverick, but Kyle cannot do too much against that, right? The breaching torch does not care about electricity. Wait, speaking of the devil, gets a kill on Donovic. There's going to be Ash right there in the freezer area, running back and forth, not really getting shot at, not getting a kill either. And Blue's going to be watching, but oh no, the foot! The drone hole is not exactly going to be fatal, but it's still going to be robbing Waze of roughly half his health. It is a lot, and considering he couldn't really shoot back there. Crevette will be joining up, but he will realize Blink is right here on the doorstep. What can you do? Both players are aware of the presence of their opponent, and they're kind of paralyzing each other, right? Crevette doesn't seem too intent on pushing. Oh no, he does not know where his opponent is, and that's going to lead to his doom. Now the defense are going to be having the upper hand in a 2v3 situation. Optify and Ryu are also together, so it's both good and bad news. They are working together, putting their firefight in common, and, you know, should the one die, a refrag situation could easily avenge the fallen player, but they're not going to be surprising, they're not going to be outflanking or outsmarting their opponents in the slightest. I mean, there is absolutely no surprise to be had. Ryu just holding the angle, and by not moving, the information that Arson Esports has on his position is not gonna, you know, be invalidated if you can rotate, if you can move out, if you can basically surprise your opponents. That could prove valuable, but Ryu did no such thing, and as a result, Arson Esports were able to win that round. They are in match point situation, things were looking really dire for them, and they got a kill and they got a round, which they, you know, badly needed. Are they going to be able to win 5 rounds in a row, or at this point 4 rounds in a row to bring this into overtime? Ultimately, as unfortunate as it is, it seems somewhat unlikely to me. So things can still go the other way around, right? That Astronauts can still lose this, or they could still throw rounds, be overconfident, and make rookie mistakes. But I don't see this happening. If they were to start taking things a bit easier, they would have done so a few rounds ago. I mean, even a 5-1 scoreline, 5-1, 4-1, it's still a really, really comfortable lead. And they have not been giving up, or they have not been going easy. before, so I don't really see why they would start doing so now. Plus, as we can see right here, after having one on laundry, you will have the defense that goes back on Dorm's main hall, and the dormitories room, as we remember, Arson Esports have attempted before defending it, and unfortunately for them, that didn't work out too well for them. So the bad news is, should we look at historical data, and should we suppose historical data is king? Well, it looks like Arson Esports are going to be in for a rough round.
5 seconds left.
Headache's trying something quite, I want to say, interesting. Why are you doing this, Headache? Losing so much health.
The attacker's bomb diffuser has been dropped. Attackers recovered the diffuser.
Why use the impact net at that range? Yeah, that is unfortunate, if I do say so myself. But it was probably a misclick more than anything else. I don't expect them to be, you know, giving up or just almost suiciding or making themselves easier targets. I mean, they have no reason to do so. Plus, I have not seen Arson Esports start to take things easier either, right? Crevet already inserting himself into classroom, so you don't want to fall victim to the exact same trick you have used against Arson Esports when they were attacking, of using somebody with a nitro cell in classroom to blow up the ceiling. But as we can see, there's absolutely no roamers at the bottom floor. Actually, every single defender is either on bomb site or directly next to it. Basically, it is going to be almost a full turtle strategy. Thermite and Hibana are going to be breaching this, so Headache's Evil Eye camera will not be surviving this, and Headaches himself will also be put down. Optify will be refragged immediately, however, and will be put down, put out of his misery for good. So neither team really does get the advantage out of that firefight, but oh my gosh, Arson Esports being careless with their rotations. Both Ryu and Crevet getting her kill in rapid succession. Blue now will be in Kid's dorm. He has to deny entry, but the attackers are funneling in nonetheless. Blank, basically last player alive in a 3v1 situation. Can he pull it off? Seems unlikely, but he yet has to try it, right? He cannot just say frick and not do it. Visibly, the Dashnauts had no idea where he was, so that's going to be diffuser lost. And a lot of utility had been expended, right? They had shot a few smoke grenades and all that good stuff to cover a plant, which never came down. And therefore, it's going to be so much harder for Waze to plant it a second time around, or Waze not to Crevet to plant it a second time around. Blank with a triple kill now. If Crevet wants to plant, he is going to do so without any cover. Oh no, top left corner, there is a black eye camera watching this. So Blank absolutely knows where his opponent is, and he gets the quad kill! Oh my gosh, that's a clutch, and the almost ace by Blank, who's going to be keeping his team alive for yet another round. This is what I mean when I say some teams will falter under the pressure, and some teams will just step up. Apparently, it serves as a morale booster, and something the new is not going to break, but is actually going to be reinforced by the tremendous pressure the player was under. And this is the better outcome of the two possible outcomes for such a situation. Plus, we have had a lot of kills this round, so we have a lot of replays to showcase. It began with a few unfortunate deaths, however. I mean, Arson Esports, a few other players have done a careless rotation. Headaches being put down, Optify getting refragged pretty immediately. Atomic Atlas saying, I stand hands. Atomic, how are you doing? Welcome on the stream. You must be one of the most loyal viewers for the league that we have so far. And I appreciate that. Blue right here. Kyle had also been caught off guard, leaving us with Blank. In a 1v4 situation, or 1v3, he had gotten a kill previously, so that was a double for him, leading to a triple right here. I couldn't tell you who got the... I believe Kyle got the first kill. So, yeah, that was no ace for Blink, but he entirely deserved it. I mean, for sure, it was a beautiful game, a beautiful round to watch. And this could be put as, you know, a highlight on social media. Though, my casting isn't, I want to say, energetic enough to warrant putting it on social media, I believe. Oh, how unfortunate. This game is a barn burner. Atomic Atlas. I will sound really, really fucking ignorant, but barn burner as an expression, what does that mean? The meaning of barn burner. Okay, is defined as a very exciting game event, etc. Thank you, Google. What is this game? So it is going to be the game between Arson Esports and Dead Astronauts. Not Dead Astronauts 2, Dead Astronauts number 1, rather, I want to point out. Give me half a sec. So this was a dorms defense. Was one by the blue team. Round number 10 will be played in kitchen slash dining. Well, kitchen is used for two different bomb sites. A crossing. Headaches a sellout. Headaches a sellout. Really? Okay, yeah. So this game right here, Arson Esports against Dead Astronauts. This is gonna be the first game, or one of the first games of the second half. I.e., both teams are. Every team is playing against every other team twice. I.e., both these teams have already faced off against each other once before. And actually, Arson Esports were the winners of that previous encounter. Unfortunately, Headache getting a double kill, by the way, so he now would be the one that can get the ace. But there's somebody, I believe, at the yeah, exactly at the window right here. Kevin will be cutting this rotation off, but he is possibly going to be refragged here. No, apparently, Don't Vic does not get the refrag. Like I was going to say, Arson Esports won the previous encounter. Unfortunately, I could not grant them the win because they were not running the anti-cheat software, the anti-cheat measures. Moss is a pain in the ass, I know, but the anti-cheat measures are the only thing that do guarantee the integrity of the games and of the tournament. So I know they're really, really inconvenient, but I still have to insist that people still run them. And as unfortunate as it is, this is why Arson Esports, ended up losing the previous encounter on paper. Though in practice, they won the game, right? And there we are going to be having yet another kill, which will bring us back to an equilibrium state. 2v2 situation. There's a player right behind the bomb. Blank, luckily, coming out of this alive. He is really low on health, but now he has intel on his enemy's positioning. And that intel will be fed to Blue, who is like... Blue, how are you missing these shots? He had a free shot here, but he missed it. One thing is for sure, if you look at the attackers, they are now running or looking for Blink, and that caused them to exit the bomb site. With only 30 seconds remaining on the clock, they will have to get back in there and basically try for a second time to get the diffuser planted. And the health pool as a whole is really, really similar. Right here, unfortunately, he will peek right into Optify's bullets, and that will be a GG. Dead Astronauts winning yet another round. This is their 7th round, and that will be putting an end to the match. Why are the bans some ranked bans? Well, I mean, current tournament, you ban Valk, Thermite, thing like that. I don't always type in here, but I'm here because Echo is a trash ban, but these are wackadoodles. To be honest, I could not tell. I mean, Montang, true, because you do have a Montang main on this on the Dead Astronauts team, so it makes sense. Echo, right. Who were the other bands? Let me just check real quick. Also, let's jump for the replays. Jackal makes sense, and Altamira, yeah, I mean, all of these bands are unsurprising. But, yeah, I don't know. I mean, we can ask them that. I say it means a crazy, more cool game was puzzle. Yeah. Atomic Atlas. I figured as soon as I had opened up Google to search it up, and it absolutely does check out. I mean, this match was really interesting. Ultimately, it was still not exactly a blowout, but still was won by with a hefty margin. So Dead Astronauts, it was hard to doubt that Astronauts would win the round. Would win the game past the 4th or 5th round. So yeah, not too surprising, not that full of surprises, but still really entertaining to watch. That is for sure. So, one or two things. First of all, let's enter in the scores. Right here, Dead Astronauts against Arson Esports. Dead Astronauts won. And the match itself has been won 7-3. Yeah, it is unfortunate. Arson Esports were losing too many rounds when they were on offense, so a 5-1 scoreline on defense, even though the map is easier to defend and all. It was too big of a lead, or too big of a gap between the two teams to realistically expect a comeback. So, as unfortunate as it is, we are still going to be seeing a solid victory for Dead Astronauts. With that being out of the way, we have one last item on our to-do list, and that will be the interview with the players. Nobody's watching those teams. Apparently not. So, some teams will have bigger followings than others. For example, when you have Uni Esports, Mishmash Gaming's, those two teams especially will be bringing a lot of viewers in, simply because as organizations themselves, they do have a certain following that they can bring on the stream. So it looks like the players want to conduct the interview in French, and worst case scenario, I'll just be translating. The aim of Legion, the aim of Capcan also failing to get the kill on IQ. That was unfortunate, but I had kind of made a comment about that earlier on, near the beginning of the round, simply saying something along the lines of, it is unfortunate, but Arson Esports, they were losing too many engagements. Their aim was just off, and both teams, on a tactical standpoint, I found both teams' strategies to be basically equivalent to one another. Different, but neither was significantly or visibly stronger than the other teams. So it really did come down to gun skills. And this is where Arson Esports were unfortunately falling short. They were able to win a round or two, but their performances were inconsistent. I mean, we did see a 1v3 clutch. We did see two 1v3 clutches, I believe. Round number 2 in dorms had also been won in a fairly similar fashion. But, you know, gun skills wise, the Astronauts were fairly easily able to outgun them. Speaking of the Astronauts, Telio, how are you doing?
Yeah, it's fine, yeah.
Pretty good, pretty good. So, did you want to do the interview in French, or are you comfortable with English?
I can do in English, but I'm not sure about my English. I'm not
Okay, well,
very good in English.
If you need help to translate an idea or a
Yeah.
sentence, I can always help out.
Yeah, it's fine.
So, I believe this is not the first, but one of the first games of the second half of the round robin. Basically, you had played this team before.
Yeah.
So you knew how they play. You knew
No,
what their play
I don't
styles
remember.
are.
I just don't remember.
I see.
I
How
just-
unfortunate.
Yeah, I just tried. We just keep our strat and just keep doing what we know, and pushing the same time. Just good comes. And that's why we won.
I see. I see. 'Cause
Yeah.
All in all, I mean, like I was saying when you joined in the Discord channel, your strats seem to have been fairly similar to your opponent's strats, but you did seem to have better gun skills than them. Is this something you realized, or I mean, what was your approach to make sure that you win the rounds? Like you said, you talked about good
The
callouts.
the Jaeger was good. The other team, yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't remember the name, but I think it's Birdzek or something like that. He know how to win the 1v1, and for
Yeah.
we just try to cross line to have the kill, and for the
You mean
others,
cross angles? Yeah. You wanted to have. Yeah, exactly.
2v1 or 3v1, always versus
Okay.
him, always.
So
And
you were pretty good at isolating your opponents and
yes,
basically killing them because
Yeah.
you have the numerical advantage in basically every single gunfight.
yeah, that's it.
I see. I see.
And I think we just win the. I think we just win the game with the gunfight. Just fire
Yeah.
everything, and we won.
I see. I see what you mean. You were defending for most of the game. And
Yeah.
this map would be considered defense-sided simply because it's, you know, the latest map in the competitive map pool rotation, and therefore, as a community, we have not yet figured out what the best way of attacking is, and, you know, we don't yet know exactly how to push in those bomb sites. Did you feel like this gave you a significant advantage compared to your opponents, or because you were also winning your rounds on attack, but is it due to the fact that maybe their morale had been broken by the time the half point happened, or?
I don't think so, because Wednesday we just have a practice and we practice Oregon,
Okay.
and we just know the strats, and we play versus Axios in Oregon Wednesday too,
Okay.
and
Okay.
we just use the strats of Axios.
Oh yeah, right. I remember, for example, the thermites. Yeah.
Not for the thermite, just for downstairs. In laundry,
Okay.
in laundry, we just use the rotation of freezer and
Yeah.
use a duck with a long angle.
I
We
see.
just
I see.
use that with the Axios team.
So basically, you scouted out the team that was able to beat you, and you used their
Yeah.
tricks against Arson Esports.
Exactly. We just
Makes
find
sense.
it. We just find the strats good, and we just want. Oh, nice! We can put in our strat and do it. That's
Way
why.
saying did the interview in French.
Yeah.
We're too far into the interview to restart at this point. Plus, I was slowly, you know, running out of questions. So I'll just let you finish what you were saying.
I just finished.
All right. Well, yes, sorry for cutting you off, by the way. So this was one of the last games of week number 4. There are going to be 2 more games played as far as week number 4 is concerned. By the way, let me just move this game to the list of finished games. But yeah, so there's 2 more games to be played. The one will be played to Sunday, I believe. Or maybe not. They're still looking into it. So maybe the game will be played on Monday.
Yeah, I see Monday.
Okay, yeah,
8
yeah.
p.m.
So the match number 28. Match number 28 will be played on Saturday. Okay, it'll be played tomorrow at 9 p.m. So tomorrow 9 p.m. there will be a stream to have Phoenix Rebirth against Arson Esports' game. So Arson Esports will be playing basically again tomorrow. And then in 2 days, the day after tomorrow, Sunday, there will be the tournaments. So there's going to be a long stream for that. And the match between Unique Esports and Phoenix Rebirth is not yet scheduled, but it seems likely to overflow into next week. So maybe Monday at 8 or 8:30, something they had suggested. Sorry for the hiccups. So this would be, you know, the uncertain schedule that we're going to have for the next few days. Plus, I do want to point one thing out. It is that eventually we will be switching from this channel to a team channel, to an ARC channel rather. We have created the DA League Twitch channel, but we don't want to stream to there just yet because, I mean, you guys as a community are used to come on the Hands IV4 channel to watch the games, so we didn't want to uproot and, you know, out of nowhere stream on another channel unannounced and all that good stuff. So I'm letting you guys know, twitch.tv/DA League off, OFF, for Digital Athlete Leagues official. No, DA League, just DA League, rather. I'm dumb. Twitch.tv/DA League will be where the games are gonna transition to eventually. Like I said, we didn't want to go there unannounced and all that good stuff, which is why I'm announcing it right now. So make sure to give this channel, this other channel, a follow to make sure to not miss out on the other games. But until then, GG's on your victory. And so Telio, it's no longer as easy as just popping up the standings because it is over 2 different round robins now. So I will have to add up a few things.
Yeah,
But all in all, so you had 6 points from the first half, and now you have gained another 3 points.
Yeah.
So you're at 9 points now.
Yeah.
So
Very good, bud.
you're still, I believe, in the lower half, so you're still not going to be, at this rate, you're not going to make it to the playoffs. So my last question for you would be, do you think you can make it? Do you think you can win enough victories? All right, because if you are to make it to the playoffs, that means you have to either take Unique Esports or Mishmash Gaming's spot to make it there.
Yeah.
You believe you can beat these 2 teams?
Mishmash,
one of those two?
Mishmash we can beat it. And
Okay.
Unique, that's gonna be difficult, but I think can.
So basically, you believe that Unique Esports they are better than Mishmash?
I think Unique better than Mishmash. Yeah.
So let me just scare you off here. Mishmash Gaming, they were able to beat OnlyFans yesterday. They won against OnlyFans.
Yeah.
So,
I
you still think you can take them?
yes. Yeah.
Well, I do like that confidence. By the way, my last question, out of curiosity, will be when are you playing against Mishmash Gaming? Not next week, but
Gonna
the
see
week
with
after
you
that. So not
next
next week number 6. You'll play them at week number 6.
Okay. I knew. Yeah.
So without further ado, because I feel at this point that like we're dragging this along, thank you for being here. Thank you for well, thank you for inviting me and all that good stuff. GG's for a victory. I hope to see you again next week. I mean, if you pick crazy scheduling for your games, I won't be able to cast them. So that's why I hope to be there next week. And until then, GG's for a victory once again. And have an amazing rest of the evening.
Thank you for the casting.
You're welcome. By the way, if we could chat after the stream, that'd be nice. So of course I'll be like wrapping up the stream. But if you were to remain connected on Discord, I'd appreciate that. If you can't, I mean you can't, but I'd appreciate that.
Check.
All right. So without further ado, I'll just be wrapping up the stream. So thank you all for being here. This was not the most popular game of them all, looking at the numbers or looking at the views. But then again, I mean, not every match is going to be above average. To have an average, half of them will have to be above and the other half has to be below. This one was definitely below average, but it doesn't matter. Thank you all for being here. Like I said, next games are going to be tomorrow at 9, if my memory serves me correctly. 9. Thank you very much. 9, and then we're going to have the tournaments.
Bird versus Arson Esports.
Yes, exactly. Arson Esports are going to be playing again. I remember that. I might be having so many things to focus on that I end up dropping a few details here and there. Plus, we're going to have the tournaments this Sunday. And a lot of the, a big part of the registration will happen, last minute. I mean, we're human. For those students in the chat, I believe, basically all of us, we do our homework last minute. So I realistically do expect a lot of registrations to happen last minute. But even knowing that, already having 6 teams registered for the tournament is, I don't want to say a lot, but is more than I expected, and that's a good thing. Plus, so that's going to be a pleasant 6 teams already. Yeah, so that's a pleasant surprise. There's going to be a nice stream coming this Sunday, and then it's going to be another cycle, another week starting anew. So until then, thank you all for being here. GG's once again to the players, and I'll see you guys all tomorrow with another game. Bye bye.
Attackers activated. Defenders. responded. 10 seconds left. Attackers activating diffuser. Bomb located by attackers. 5 seconds remaining. Bomb located by attackers. Bomb Attackers recovered the bomb. Attackers have Attackers activating the